Hey guys, it's Monday. It's week 2 of our section on what to eat. And we a little bit of focus on eating more meals than kind of snacks. And I'm just curious if you worked on that last week, focusing on more balanced meals, more meal than snack foods. Did you notice a difference in your satiety levels? Did you notice that you were more satisfied and that you were satisfied for longer in between eating, rather than, getting to a 2 or 3 and then being hungry again within, a couple of hours? Did you notice that if you ate a real meal, you could go longer without getting hungry again? And how did you feel about that? Personally, I really like only having to eat every 4 to 6 hours. It gives more time in the day to do other things. Um, so I want to talk today about the fact that the foods that we eat can affect our satiety or contribute to feeling more satisfied and staying satisfied longer. And so, specifically, like proteins and fats and higher fiber carbohydrates, like the whole grains, the complex carbs, they digest more slowly. So we feel more satisfied longer because they take longer to break down in the system. And so our system's just kind of chewing at them and chewing at them and chewing at them for a long time, which means this digestive system is not emptying out as quickly. So you're going to feel satisfied longer. Now, hunger will still come on gradually. It will just be pushed off a little bit longer. Um, and also, high sugar, low fiber foods um, tend to digest very quickly. And so you'll get hungry more quickly because they will break down and pass through the system more quickly. So hunger will come sooner. So if you probably have noticed that a little bit as we've gone through this process, that when you've eaten a more hearty meal, a more protein, complex carb, and fat containing meal, that you don't get hungry as quickly as if you ate something like a potato or rice, even rice more than so than a potato, even or popcorn. Those things that or something sugary, those things tend to digest very quickly. Also, interestingly, foods with a lot of additives or artificial ingredients like sugar substitutes or MSG flavor enhancers, those kinds of things, they also can interrupt your hunger and fullness cues, which makes it actually harder to feel satisfied. It actually will almost make you want more and more. They tend to be those very delicious, highly pleasurable foods, and they can interrupt kind of that satisfied signal because you just want more. And that's a kind of a psychological type thing that even when you're, even if you're full, you just find yourself you're just eating more. And those tend to come with those artificial sweeteners or and flavor enhancers. We're going to talk a little bit more about those kinds of ingredients tomorrow. And we want to keep those and those low fiber, high sugar foods that tend to be low in nutrition and low in fiber. We want to keep those more limited than the more nutritious, more satisfying foods. And then the other thing I want to mention is that foods that require more effort to eat um, contribute more to satiety. So the more you have to chew a food, the more satisfying it's going to be. And part of that maybe is because you just get bored. You just get tired of chewing. I know when I eat like granola or even like a chicken breast, I just get so tired of chewing that I'm just like, fine, I'm done. But the truth is that there's something about the action of chewing, the mechanics of chewing that trigger that signal between your brain and your stomach that, oh, we're eating. And so be on the lookout for those signals. And so like, whereas the highly processed foods, the highly palatable, those convenience foods that almost melt in your mouth, they are not as satisfying. And so you can kind of um, notice the difference between like an apple versus applesauce. Like an apple, you have to actually chew and break down. An applesauce, you're almost drinking. And so you could even do a test and see which one you feel more satisfied after eating, like a small apple or a cup of applesauce. Or you could do like an ounce of chicken or a palm-sized piece of chicken versus like a chocolate chip cookie or a handful of potato chips. The cookie and chips, they tend to break down very quickly in the mouth, so there's almost no effort to get them chewed up and swallowed versus the chicken. And which one leaves you more satisfied, meaning like I could be done. And also, of course, liquids, your smoothies, ice cream, even yogurt. Okay, those very smooth, almost, the soft foods, they require very little effort. And so they're not going to be as satisfying either. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be eaten. Just recognize that it's going to be harder to find a five with those than with the foods that require more effort to eat. So, anyway, those are some tips on which foods are going to tend to help you find satisfied a little easier, so that you can make some good decisions about what you're eating.